Okay, hey everybody, thank you for coming. So we have Denise Luna and Leilani
Pianas.
Perianis. So they'll run you through financial aid. I'll talk about AIFS a little bit. And yeah, do you want to just introduce yourself or get started?
Sure. So, like John said, my name is Denise Luna. I'm here, a financial aid technician here at Citrus College. So, I'm going to go over some financial aid procedures as well as you may all have questions if you're coming from outside colleges as well. Okay, so we'll hold the questions till the very end of the presentation, and just make sure you dock them down. And as I go through it, I don't know how many of you have already completed a FAFSA. Have all of you completed a FAFSA already? So you guys are familiar with the process, which is great. So I'll go through those slides just anyhow, and then we're going to get to the fun part where it's going to be, breaking it down. How do you get your disbursements? When do you get them? How do you apply for the loans? Some students want to take out student loans and all that fun information, okay? So financial aid overview. The topics we will discuss today will be what is financial aid, the eligible requirements, how to apply, different types of aid we offer here at Citrus College, and the financial aid awards and disbursements. So what is financial aid? Most of you guys are probably already enrolled in another college. So financial aid consists of funding from various sources, such as federal and state, to help students pay for college. This covers education expenses that includes tuition, fees, room and board, books, and supplies, and transportation. So what are the eligible requirements for financial aid? You must be a citizen, eligible non-citizen, and AB 540 student. You must have a social security number to apply for financial aid. And you must be enrolled in an eligible program, degree, or certificate. You must maintain satisfactory academic progress. That's very important. I know for the study abroad, is it a minimum of a 2.8 or 2.0?
It would be the same requirements.
Okay, so it's a 2.0 requirement. So you have to maintain a 2.0 GPA to stay in the study abroad program, okay? You must have a high school diploma to receive financial aid, or a GED, or a HISET. Eligible requirements must not have an overpayment on a federal grant or default on a federal student loan. The males, you must register with Selective Service if you want to receive financial aid. That is a requirement. And must not have a conviction for the possession or sales of illegal drugs for an offense that occurred while you were receiving financial aid. And this is how the website for the FAFSA looks. Most of you should be familiar with that. One side is you log in if you already have a previous application. If not, you start on the other side and start processing your FAFSA. You do have to create an FSA ID before you start applying, okay? And now we have the My Student Aid mobile app. So you can actually now just do your FAFSA through your phone. So it's very simplified. How do you apply? Like I said, you need a federal FSA ID. This is how the website looks. You're gonna need your email and a username and a password. And this is how the DREAM Act application looks. So this is how you would apply if you're an AB 540 student or a dreamer. Types of aid, we have grants here at Citrus College. We have fee waivers, we have scholarships, and we also have loans. The grants, they're federal funded programs. The Pell Grant is based on need. You are eligible to receive, if you qualify, a maximum award amount of $61.95 for the 1920 academic year. We also offer the FSCOG, which is another grant, and you can receive up to $500 on that for the whole year. We also offer a work study. I don't know if that's, yeah, so that doesn't apply to the study abroad program. Grants and waivers, we do have the California College Promise Grant, which is formerly the BOG waiver, and this waives your enrollment fees, okay, for all eligible applicants. We also have the Cal Grant. The Cal Grant, they can give you up to $1,672 for the whole year. So the amounts I'm giving you guys on here is for the whole year, and we would split it up into two, so you would get half of everything for the semester if you're eligible. We also have the Student Success Completion Grant, and that's only eligible for either Cal Grant B or C recipients, and you must be enrolled anywhere between 12 to 14 units. You can receive $649 for the semester on the Student Success Completion Grant, or if you enroll in 15 plus units, you can receive $2,000 per semester. Of course, you have to be receiving the Cal Grant in order for you to get the Student Success Completion Grant, and it's also based on funding, depending if we have the funding available or not. We also have the Chafee Grant for undergrad students who are current or foster youth. You can get $5,000 for the year. And we also have the EOP&S, but I don't think that applies to. Does it?
Yes.
It does.
They can sign up for EOP&S.
Okay, perfect. So you guys can do the application, and I heard the application is now processed online, so you can just do the application online for EOP&S, and this would help you for your books.
I want to add something.
Yes.
I just want to add also, keep in mind if you are ever registered, say for 6, 9, 12 units, but then during the semester you drop, your funds will drop. So keep that in mind. So when we send you an award and there's a maximum award, that is based off of 12 units. If you should be taking anything less than that, you might want to come to our office and see what it is exactly that you would be receiving for the amount of units that you're enrolled in.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go through how to, I know you all have questions on how do I look at my award amounts. So I'm going to give you a kind of a breakdown on our wingspan on how to access that information. So the loans, so we do have direct loans. They're low interest loans for students and or parents to help pay for educational expenses. The loans must be paid back, okay? So that's very important. We do offer the direct subsidized Stanford loan. You must have financial aid need in order to apply for that loan. No interest is charged while attending at least half time during grace period or deferment, so you don't get charged any interest whatsoever while you're doing your programs. Now, do keep in mind that first-time direct loan borrowers, they must wait 30 days from the first day of their scheduled start date to receive that funding. So you don't get that upfront before you go on your program, to the study abroad program. You receive it 30 days after the actual start date, okay? And then we have the unsubsidized Stanford loan. That's not based on financial need, and interest is charged during all periods of enrollment. And then we also have the Federal Direct Plus loan, and that is for parents of dependents. Any questions on the loans or how the disbursements work? Okay.
Question.
Yes.
So if they are a dependent student, they cannot fill out a loan on their own. They have to do a federal
They
plus.
could do the sub
Okay.
and unsub, and then they could do the plus as well.
Got it.
So financial aid awards and disbursements, you are able to view your award letter through your online Wingspan account. You are able to view the disbursement dates through the Citrus website under the financial aid tab. Disbursements are dispersed once a month. With the study abroad program, we do disperse 100% of your Pell Grant on the day of the class. Well, we authorize it on the day the class starts. The students don't receive it till about 2 weeks after that. We do send it through Bank Mobile, okay? We don't disperse it. Usually our regular students, they get 2 disbursements. With the study abroad program, we do send it in full 100%. And financial aid disbursement dates are contingent upon the scheduled start dates of your classes. So there's a couple of examples. We do have late at class start. So if you're adding classes after October, so if you're, say an example, you're only going to be enrolled in 10 units on your start date, and then for the late class start, you're going to add the difference to make you the full-time student, you're not going to get that full 100% disbursement that you should be receiving until you start those late classes in October.
And that's just the opposite of what I was saying. So if you have low units, we'll send you the differential later on. And if you drop units, then you
We'll
won't.
adjust.
Yeah, we'll adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
So the full disbursement is award and loans together?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only the Pell Grant. Keep in mind, we do disperse that on the first weeks of starting the classes.
Okay.
But the loans, we have to wait those 30 days. So no, some students, Citrus College students do
Yeah.
receive both,
Okay.
but not outside students.
And the other grants, like the Cal
The
grant?
Cal Grant is also dispersed on with the Pell Grant.
Okay.
So say an example, say we have a Citrus College student that has been here for previous semesters, they'll receive their Cal Grant, Pell Grant, and their loans
Okay.
on the day they start their actual course, which
The
is
other
in
colleges
September.
will have a delay with-
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
And I also want to add, keep in mind of when to start submitting your forms to us. I know all of you probably have, but for your next years, if you plan to do the study abroad program, make sure to submit forms, your file to us early so that we can have it processed in time enough for you to get the funds early enough to hopefully help you with the assistance of the program.
Yeah, because last semester, what I was facing with the students is they were actually, because they were in their college for the previous semester, thinking they had already completed their file, then came to us and they didn't receive their funding, so they would contact me, hey Denise, what's going on with my funding? At that point, I would say, oh, well, you have some forms that are still pending in your file that you have to complete in order for us to see if you're eligible for financial aid. They weren't aware of the situation, so we want to make sure you always have access to your Wingspan account. There is sometimes where we'll just send you an email because you haven't completed your Bank Mobile, or you are actually already did, and I'll talk more about Bank Mobile in a minute, but we'll send you emails and remind you, and then you'll call us, and this is the way we communicate, okay? This is very important. So this is our actual main, how our Wingspan looks. You would enter your ID number, and then you would have a password, and you go into the Wingspan self-service, and this is how you will see if you have any unsatisfied requirements or if there's anything that financial aid is missing. You're going to go ahead and log in through here, and then it's going to enter your username and password or your PIN. I wasn't able to bring one of our student workers today to show you how the actual website looks once you enter that, but basically when you log in, you're going to have 3 tabs on top, and then you just click on the financial aid tab, and it's going to give you your disbursement dates. If you already have your FAFSA here with us right now, and you try to go in there and try to see if you've been awarded already, we have not just yet done the awarding. The only thing you'll probably see on there is the fee waiver, which is the College Promise Grant. You will see a money amount on there. Normally it would be like $13.58 or $6.49. That is not money exchangeable. That's just to cover your enrollment classes or your tuition.
And that is for a year, if you see that. That is based on a year. So that means that if you do nothing else with your financial aid, at least you have your fee waiver that will take care of your classes all the way until the end of the summer.
Summer of 2020. Okay,
Yes.
so about Bank Mobile disbursements. So Bank Mobile disbursements has partnered up with our college to deliver your refunds. So the way this works is we are no longer sending out checks. So you do have to pick a choice. So you can either get your funding into your current bank account, or you can get a Vibe account with Bank Mobile. If you do get a Vibe account, they are going to charge you a fee. So I recommend that you try to open up a bank account, and the funding will go direct deposited into your Bank Mobile. We do not send any payments to AIFS. That is your responsibility to take care of any payments or any arrangements that you all have with AIFS. You are responsible for that, okay? Because financial aid does not send any type of funding to AIFS. Any questions on that? Oh, okay. All right, so any other questions you all have regarding?
If it's regarding your personal financial aid, of course, you have to stop by the office so we can look into your file, but any general questions?
I just want to add something.
Yes.
So the way it works with AIFS, if you go into your AIFS student portal, you have a timeline, right, of things you have to do, like upload your passport photo and so on.
Oh.
One of those requirements is for you to fill out their financial aid form. I can't access that because I'm not a student, so you'll have to go into the student portal. There's a link for financial aid forms for AIFS, and that's where you let them know how much you're going to receive in financial aid, which is awards and loans together, because financial aid from Citrus will not update AIFS until later.
Right.
So AIFS wants to know your estimate. Once you have a good idea, what is your estimate of awards and loans you'll receive? And that's all it is. You just fill out that amount, sign the form, scan it, or use your phone to scan it, and then you send it to Patty Cardenas, P. Cardenas, at AIFS.com, and that's on your forms there or on the timeline document as well.
And if you are going to be applying for student loans, there is an application that you have to do with studentloans.gov. It's a master promissory note along with an entrance counseling. The master promissory note has to be printed out, the first and second page, and then we have an institutional application in our Citrus College website under the financial aid tab that needs to be actually brought to our office, okay? So if you go online and you just apply for the loan, we are not going to get notified. We do need to know what amounts are you requesting, so you need to come by the office, and bring in the form and request your loan amounts on there.
Or if you're far away, you can.
Or if you're far away, you can just mail them in. That's fine.
Or email too, right?
Or email, yeah.
And just one other note, especially for the non-Citrus students, it takes up to 2 or 3 weeks to process. So if you add Citrus to FAFSA, that's going to take
10 to 14 business
10
days.
to 14 business days. And then once that goes through, then
Your
financial
initial
aid can
process.
access that information, and then it takes a while.
From there, at
So
least 2 or 3 weeks.
if don't put this off if you haven't
Done your FAFSA.
done your FAFSA and turn in these forms. Do it as soon as you can.
Yes.
In regards to that, I went to go change my school on the
You made a correction to add the school?
yeah,
Mhm.
and I had to submit a GPA form to my school, and so I took it in, and she was like, "Okay, we're gonna process this in August." So yeah, she was kind of like, "It's out of your hands now." Do I need to
That's probably for the Calc grant, I'm assuming, because they're the ones that request the GPA. Go into your CSAC and see if they need anything additional. You do need to, now that you added us on FAFSA, you also need to add us on CSAC so your Cal grant could get transferred to us as well.
Okay.
So you need to do that.
And because I can't do that until they submit the form, which isn't until August, is that gonna cause any issues if there's that delay?
It'll delay the funds. That's
But
it.
it's not like it's gonna stop it.
No, it
No,
won't stop.
if you're
them, but it'll
eligible
delay.
for one college, just because you're transferring to another wouldn't make you ineligible.
Right.
So your needs should probably still be the same. Yeah, it just will take a while for us to get it, process it, and send it to you.
And one note about FAFSA, just be sure you're signing up for the right academic year.
You're right.
So fall is going to be 1920.
1920, correct.
And the end of next summer. So our academic years go from the beginning of fall to the end of summer. And I also wanted to add one thing. I'm real big on dropping and adding classes and money and things like that because you guys are expecting your money to help you, but then didn't know that if you dropped a class. So if you drop classes, it is your responsibility to notify AIFS. It's not us because they're looking for a certain amount award for you to have on this trip. And if you drop classes, evidently your award has changed. So therefore, that might cause you at the last minute to probably not have funds available for you there. So please
And
make
you
sure
sign
you
the
notify
contract.
AIFS.
Yeah,
when
because
drop
you do
classes.
sign a contract and they're expecting that funding based on what I'm giving them, and I don't go in there and just monitor the study abroad students. We do have 20,000 students here at Citrus College, and we all have different programs, so it's your responsibility to, if you're going to drop units, you're still going to have to pay that money. So it's always good to have money saved in case you have a late class starting or anything like that. You want to make sure you have that funding, because AIFS will email you. They will,
And you can come by our office before you even drop to see what will happen. You may not have to pay the money, or may still be due for some funds. So just come by the office first
Or
before
call
you drop a
it.
class, or call.
call it, because
Yeah,
you're
I'm
study
sorry.
abroad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, call. And we'll go from there and see how it affects you.
Any other questions?
I was speaking this before they leave.
Yeah.
Any other pointers? Any issues that you experienced previously that you want to talk about?
So these are for our fall, correct?
Well, technically this is a meeting for fall, but if someone's watching this video, maybe they're applying to another program, maybe in the spring.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to tell you guys, I'm new to the financial aid office. I might be taking over the program for my coworker Denise. So I'm Leilani. You can either come in or call and ask for me, or Denise. So you might be dealing with me just to make you guys more familiar.
Okay, no other questions? Is it clear? Crystal clear? Yes.
So the max awarded was $6,195. That's for a year.
Correct.
Mind you, those amounts, that's not what everyone can get, because everyone's income is different. Everyone's
That's based
household
on your
size is
EFC.
different. So don't compare what someone else has opposed to you. Look at your file and go by what you have, and that's your maximum award. But that's the maximum anyone can get
For the Pell, but
For the
you
Pell
also have
for the Pell Grant.
the Cal Grant,
You have the Cal Grant, and you have
full-time
the
student success grant,
right. And
California Community College completion grant.
completion.
So
Is there another one?
basically, you
No,
can
there's
have
just the
quite a
success
bit of
now.
funding
Okay.
for your trip.
And if you, just an example, because she was talking about the Cal Grant, there is students that sometimes won't see their Cal Grant on their award detail. It could be for, a reason of them not turning in a GPA form, or maybe they didn't add our school onto the Cal Grant website. If you don't see it there, just give us a call. We do have a specialist that just handles Cal Grants. So if you don't see it, maybe a month into the program, then something's going on. You want to make sure you touch base with us, give us a call. Say you're studying abroad, your Cal Grant hasn't appeared yet, what's going on? Because we always authorize the disbursement about 2 weeks before it's actually going to hit the bank account. So we do it way before, even though we say an example, we say September 9th, we're authorizing that disbursement, it won't hit your account till 2 weeks after that. And it will go direct deposited into your bank mobile.
And is there a date when, if they turned everything in previously, is there a date when on Wingspan they'll be able to see their
Yes.
awards?
Yes,
and
they will.
what's-
I don't have the date yet.
Oh.
We're still trying to get authorization
So
dates
it's-
from fiscal.
Oh, okay.
So
is
we're
it
still
usually
pending.
in like July or?
Well, it would be in, so it's starting in September 9th, right?
Mhm.
So September 9th, 2 weeks after that.
Okay.
No.
I-
The award.
When they
Yeah.
can see the amounts.
Oh, the
Yeah,
the
that starts
actual
Wingspan.
award
when we start
amounts,
processing.
it
So
should be
anywhere
July,
from
sorry.
July.
July.
So in July,
Yeah,
in
about July.
Wingspan,
Maybe a little bit before.
maybe a little bit before, you can see what you're awarded. Because I know one student
Yes,
was
yes.
like, "Oh, where's my
Yes,
awards?"
yes, that's
and
the one that we were talking
it's
about.
because it hasn't processed yet.
Yes, correct, sorry.
Okay. Anything else? Yes.
So I got the bill from the AIFS.
Right.
So we don't really touch that. We just update the amount that we're going to get on their website, correct? Or do we pay the bill and then we get rewarded back? It's reimbursed type thing? Or how
I
does
don't
that
know
work?
how it-
So the way it works is the form I was talking about on the AIFS portal. That's where you're going to declare what you're receiving with financial aid.
Gotcha. So,
So if that amount covers your fees, you don't have to pay the full price, right? So on the date that, I can't remember the date, but whenever the full payment is due, if you're receiving financial aid that covers the expenses of the program, you would only pay, I believe it's $600, which comes out of your balance. That's a reassurance for them that you're gonna, that you're gonna pay your bill, because they're sending you to London without paying them, basically. So you pay that $600, but be careful because you'll have to pay optional components as well. So if you're doing a group flight, that will be due the same day the $600 is due. And I believe there's a deposit if you're doing the Scotland trip. Okay?
Nice meeting you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Denise and
Thank you.
Leilani.